Today on the show, I thought that we could shoot a few cocktails from my hometown of Boston. When I left Boston in the year 2000, there was really no such thing as a craft cocktail bar in that town. I don't even think Death & Company existed till 2001. I was already in LA at that point. So a lot has gone on in the restaurant and cocktail scene in Boston. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to highlight some of those recipes. All of the recipes that we're doing today were culled from a book called Boston Cocktails Drunk and Told by Frederick Yarm, who I'm not sure if Frederick Yarm ever worked as an actual bartender, but he is definitely an incredibly visible, cocktail enthusiast that has gone around to every single bar and basically, catalog, it seems like every recipe over the last 15 years or so. So I selected a few fun cocktails for today. Let's get into it. Hopefully they'll be somewhat entertaining, informative, and then also good to drink if you guys are actually making the drinks these days. Today's episode is sponsored by Trade. Trade helps you make better coffee at home. It's a coffee subscription service that allows you to experience curated coffee just for you, delivered right to your door when and how you want it every time. Trade sources the best coffee across the entire country and brings it right to your doorstep. They map very specific flavor preferences to hundreds and hundreds of different coffee flavor profiles so you get exactly what you want. And their technology pairs you with the best coffees around using art and science and marrying all of their industry expertise and machine learning. They built relationships with over 55 roasters nationwide so you can enjoy craft coffee from the comfort of your own home. And best of all, Trade roasts your coffee to order and delivers it exactly when and exactly how you need it. There are multiple ways to experience coffee with Trade. Visit drinktrade.com/barfly to receive up to $15 off select plans and receive a free bag of coffee with your purchase. Click the link in the description below to try one of their starter packs today. The first cocktail we're doing is called the Bahia Sling, and it was created by an award-winning bartender and restaurateur named Ron Dwan for the Baldwin Bar at Sichuan Garden around 2015. This guy has been part of bar programs that have won James Beard Awards. He's a very visible Boston bartender and restaurateur, and I think the drink's gonna be great. So, first thing we're gonna do, grab our tin, set it aside, cut some fruit. 1 ounce of lime juice. 3/4 of an ounce of passion fruit syrup, 1/2 ounce of creme de cacao, and I'm using the Tempest Fugit, but you can really use any creme de cacao that you like, as long as it's high quality. And even though the recipe just said like Avua Cachaça, which I do have, and so I might as well just use at least the same brand that he used. I'm not sure which one he used because it wasn't called out in the recipe, so I'm gonna use the Amburana because I think this one's gonna go really well in the cocktail. So we're doing 1.5 ounces of Cachaça. Oh, you know what I did not check? I didn't check if we have highballs in the freezer. Ta-da! I love the shape of this glass. It's a little bit voluminous. You want to just do about 1 ounce or 2 of the pebble ice in here because all we're doing is getting the chill going and diluting it. But we don't want to dilute it too much because it's going to dilute fast on pebble ice. So you just want to add enough dilution to sort of mix everything. So we just do that, and we can just shake that until all of the pebbles are gone or mostly gone. Pour that straight into our glass like so. And we're just gonna add our pebble. I like to make sure there's a little snow cap on top. And I like to press the ice down in there so as much surface area of cocktail is touching ice as possible. Keep it from diluting as much as possible. All right, here we go. Give it a little slappy poo. Should I crushy pants it? I guess I should. Crush, crush, crush. Put it in there. This thing technically should have an orchid, but I forgot to ask Marius to get it and I didn't have time to get it, so no orchid, but yes to a straw. That is fantastically good. And you know what? You get a lot of the funk notes from the Cachaça. It's not overly sweet. The passion fruit syrup and the creme de cacao do nice jobs of balancing, and you do get the cacao notes in there, but it is nice and tart, so it's on the tart side of balance, which I really like. And it really features the Cachaça a lot more than you would think it does. And those funk notes just kind of come through that, like, I don't know. Cachaça sort of has like a hogo-ish funk that goes with that like fresh kind of, I don't know, rum agricole-ish kind of cane juice. Some of that funk is definitely coming from the Amburana wood that has been aged in. This is a fantastic cocktail. I think, I don't know, I think I'm gonna do 2 more cocktails in this video, but I think this one's gonna be my favorite. I think so. The Bahia Sling. So the next cocktail that we're doing is called a Franklin Bearse, and it was created by one of the most visible bartenders in Boston, Misty Kalkofen. I think that she is one of the like kind of first kind of important bartenders in Boston, and so
I was gonna say Sam Malone, but I guess not.
Sam Malone, yeah. Yes, well, he was way before Misty Kalkofen. He was like more of a beer and shot bartender. The Sam Malone hospitality is more about like, you know, where everyone knows your name and kind of culling that atmosphere.
Hey! What'd you like, Norm? Reason to live. Keep them coming.
She is definitely one of the most prominent names in the, you know, Boston, you know, craft cocktail renaissance or whatever. She created this cocktail for a bar called Brick and Mortar around 2012. I'm always kind of torn about how to do these cocktails because it's an old-fashioned style cocktail, and usually when I do old-fashioned style cocktails on this channel, I build them in the glass because that's just the easiest way to do it. If you're in a bar and you're busy, you're not getting the, you know, mixing glass out to do it. But it is nice to build everything in a mixing glass and stir it properly and then pour it nicely over a big rock of ice. And I hand carved this really nicely, and I'm sitting it out to let it temper. So I figured we'd just do it in a mixing glass today. But you don't have to, you can just build it right in the glass. The other cool thing about this cocktail is that it's named after a rum runner from Cape Cod who was killed by a shotgun blast back in 1932. And he was killed when 6 hijackers met him at one of his illicit warehouses and decided that they wanted to, you know, I don't know, divorce him from his property. He had a different idea and bingo bango, he died. That was Franklin Bearse. Don't steal my booze. And then he's like, I'm gonna steal it, and don't steal it. Bang, bang. That's what happened, I think. Something like that. All right, let's get into making the cocktail. So, first thing we're gonna do is play with our mixing glass a little bit. Yes, we gotta clean this out. Reset from the last cocktail was a little bit slow, I guess, today.
Oh, you're doing the
Sam Malone. Well, this is the thing that bartenders do in every single movie. And when you're an actual bartender, you do very little of this, honestly. And this is the other thing right here. Oh, hey, Woody, what's up? It's like that kind of a thing. But every single bartender, like if you're, especially like background extras inside any scene that takes place in a bar, the director's always like, oh, just, you know, just wipe the counter off. So every single one you see is this kind of a thing or this kind of a thing. Except for they're never doing a jigger. It's always a glassware. This movie trivia brought to you by Marius.
If you're Sam, I hope I'm not Cliff, but we'll debate in the comments.
Wait, why Cliff specifically as opposed to...
Cliff is the one that always has the fun facts.
Wait. It all depends what kind we're talking about here.
Just the average
Any
kind.
kind. All right, okay. If you take your average whale's intestines and stretch them out, you're looking at 3 miles and change.
Oh, so you are Cliff. You basically are Cliff. Not only that, but also aren't his like fun facts sort of non sequiturs sometimes? Like they're like, they kind of dubiously make sense. That is you. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is just 1 dash of Angostura bitters. You saw that I did 2 because I have a Japanese bitters dasher here, so that's why you do 2. Half an ounce of Combier. You can also use Cointreau if you do not have Combier or any other type of triple sec. Just have some like off-brand triple sec, you can use that as well. And then we're gonna do half an ounce of yellow chartreuse. And before all of you guys start complaining that you can't get yellow chartreuse, I just want to remind you guys that complaining about yellow chartreuse is very much a 2023 thing. But if you cannot find it, Strega is a pretty good sub for it. So half an ounce of yellow chartreuse. And last but definitely not least, 2 ounces of one of my favorite rums, Smith & Cross Jamaican Overproof Rum, 114 proof. If you do not have this, then find another Jamaican Overproof Rum that is lightly aged. Oh, kind of want to crack. I mean, these are kind of small, but I'll crack it anyway. There we go. Want to get a little of those ice shards in when you stir because you want the proper dilution. I like to have some big pieces as well when I stir. You know, Marius, it's so hard to get the ice to like temper because it's like cold as hell in here. Mm-hmm. I don't like to like wipe it. I mean, like people are like, oh, you're wiping your hand all over the ice. It's my own ice. Come on. But like, anyway, if you put too much heat on this, you're gonna crack it anyway. So don't wipe your hands on the ice if you work in a bar, okay? If you're at home, you can do what you want. I'm gonna not stir it that much because it's sitting on a big rock of ice, which is also gonna dilute it. And that is another one of my problems with this technique, is that like you're diluting, but then you're also diluting over time. So like, what's the point of that? But just make sure that you don't stir it for too long. Take the, there. Link below from the Barfly Amehla collection on Amazon or the Amehla website or whichever one we linked. Okay, so this cocktail technically doesn't get a garnish, but I'm doing an orange garnish. I just think it's gonna be better with it. The question is, nah, I'm not gonna cut the parallelogram this time. I'm just gonna stick it in there. All right, let's give it a taste. Whoa! Well, the most dominant flavor is that Smith & Cross, although you get that nice dry sweetness of the Combier. The yellow chartreuse bringing in some botanicals. It's really nicely balanced. You get a little spice from the Angostura bitters, and you get a little orangey goodness supporting that Combier with the orange zest. Pretty gosh darn good drink. I could drink a couple of these. There it is, the Franklin Bearse. There's really not a lot to say about this last cocktail. It was created by a bartender named Sam Treadway at Back Bar in Somerville around 2013. The name of the cocktail, which I probably should have led with, is the Oaxacan Fix. The fix is what happened when somebody said, I can't sit around all day in a punch house drinking punch. I'm just going to shrink that punch down into a single cocktail. So I can go in my lunch hour, drink it really fast, and then leave. And we have other old cocktails that are related to the fix, like the mint julep and the sherry cobbler is another one. All right.
Do we know why it's called the fix? It's like what the etymology of the word is?
I mean, I think, and don't quote me because I haven't like studied the like why they call it a fix. From what I have read, and then not being, you know, I might not be right about this at all. If, you know, Dave Wondrich watches the videos for any reason, maybe he can chime in or give me a DM or something. But I think maybe it's because you know, it's just like something that you just fix yourself up. It's just like, it's a fix up. I think that the original actual thing was like a fix up and then they shorted it to a fix. But I don't know that for a fact. Educated speculation. Is that a thing? Educated speculation? Yeah. Like an educated guess, I guess.
Right.
Okay. So first things first, half an ounce of lemon juice, which I'm gonna do a fat half ounce because this seems like kind of a little bit. A quarter ounce of agave, and then we're gonna do another quarter ounce of Curacao. Well, let's see how this balances. We're gonna do the dry Curacao. Half an ounce of Mezcal, and Mezcal can be overpowering in cocktails. So I like to use the Vita because it's just like, it's nice. You get a tiny bit of smoke, but it's not overly done. It's not super vegetal. It has some green flavors and it has some nice citrusy-ness to it. And I think that's why most people use this particular Mezcal in cocktails. Half an ounce of Vita Mezcal, and then we're gonna do an ounce and a half of Añejo Tequila. And we're gonna be using my very favorite Tapatio. I don't know why I said it like that, but Tapatio is my favorite. I like to do the fixes. It's like a whip and shake, and I like to do it in a old-fashioned glass, but I think this might be, I think the old-fashioned glasses that I use are a little too voluminous, so I think I might have to change, because I do a 15-ounce old-fashioned glass, but I don't have anything that's in the freezer. It could do this kind of a glass. The thing is that it's not chilled, which bothers me. So what do I do? What do I do?
Put some ice in it and chill it.
No, we'll do this. Look what I got chilled. I got that like very low profile old-fashioned glass here. Also from Amehla. All right, we're gonna do just about an ounce of crushed ice. I'm not gonna talk about it because we did a crushed ice cocktail first. It's like a sandwich, an old-fashioned in between two crushed ice cocktails, so. And then we're just gonna pour it like so. I don't like that chunk of ice. Get out of here. You know what we're gonna do, right? Dehydrated lime wheel garnish. Ooh, much more balanced than I thought it would be. Very good. Kind of hits like a margarita. I mean, it's basically this fixes. If you think about it, it's a margarita with lemon juice. It's got agave syrup, Curacao, lemon juice, the Añejo Tequila, Mezcal. Get a little bit of smoke and some of that, those kind of green flavors from the Mezcal, and you get some barrel notes from the tequila as well. Yeah, you know, just like a lemon juice margarita, basically. The Oaxacan Fix is very simple, very delicious. I've been kind of on a margarita kick anyway lately, so this is a nice little addition to the rotation this week. let's not forget something. We'll do a little orange twist. You get like a, yeah, those nice oils on top there, which is really going to help the Curacao come up and really support those orange flavors. There it is, guys, the Oaxacan Fix.